I mean, they were the power in what is now the Big Ten. Back then, it was simply called the Western Conference. But back then, I mean, they were called the point-a-minute teams because they were winning games like 128 to nothing and literally averaging a point a minute. I mean, they played in the very first Rose Bowl game in 1902 against Stanford and beat Stanford 49 to nothing. I mean, it was just, I mean, they ran at a break. I mean, literally, it's what we call hurry-up offense. I mean, and there was pre-forward pass era. There was no passing back then. The forward pass was not legalized until 1906 or 07. So it was strictly a running game. And back then, to get a first down, you had to get 5 yards and 3 tries to get a first down. So it was strictly a ground game. And yet his men would run off plays at a breakneck pace. I mean, as soon as the ball was whistled dead, the quarterback, Michigan quarterback, would start barking out the signals, and the men would quickly pick themselves off, set themselves in formation, and they would run the play off. And it was just so relentless. I mean, they would go through teams like a knife through warm butter. And they just, for 5 straight years, I mean, they were unbeaten. They only had one tie, and I think it was like 0-3 against Minnesota, but they had a perfect record. And then finally in 1905, last game of the season, they lost to the University of Chicago, coached by Amos Alonzo Stagg, 2-0. It's one of the most immortal matchups in college football history. It finally ended their unbeaten streak.